right.
Boom.
So
if I was there, I would be going boom.
yeah.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey,
For the record.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. For the record.
All right. Okay, guys. So this is Let's Just Talk, episode 61. And every Tuesday we do this. Every Tuesday we're excited to come in here and talk to you guys. Carlos Arroyo, God bless you. And
Be blessed, Carlos.
yeah, we got a couple things we want to talk about before we get into the topics. But first, I want to introduce Pastor Angel. There's Angel.
Hola.
And we have Tino.
How you doing, everybody? What's going on today?
Yeah. So we got some good topics today, and Angel's going to go ahead and run through some of the topics. Hopefully they catch your interest so you don't leave, so you stick around, so you hang out with us. And, yeah, man, I'm really excited about today's. Anyways, Angel, you ready?
Oh, my own. Hey, we're really excited. We want you to stick around like gum underneath the table in the second grade classroom. That's what we want you to do. So, hey, guys, we have a couple topics here that I know you're going to be excited about because we are. Pastors arrested in China and what's going on over there. There's been some reports of Christians and persecution and happening. And it's not just hearsay.
Carl.
Is Carl on?
Yep, he just jumped in.
For the record, he said.
Did he hear?
Yeah, he heard it.
For the record. For the record.
Hold on, guys.
For the record. For the record.
All right.
All right, here we go. Teachers fired for mocking Charlie Kirk's death. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys seen this footage. It was crazy. It just exploded all over the internet. And it's true, though. This footage is true that MSNBC put out during No King's rally. It's true footage. It's real footage. Also, building begins with the White House ballroom.
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
That's me dancing in the ballroom.
Are you cha-chaing?
Yep.
Is that the salsa?
I don't know. One of them. Or maybe both at the same time.
There it is. Left hand, right hand.
See? What's it called? Ambidextrous? Or what?
Yes.
We want to explain Palestinians aren't a race. And also to show the video of a Nigerian pastor at a gravesite that came out. It's been all over social media for the past few days. So with that, I'll turn it over to David.
What's the first thing we're going to talk about?
For the record?
Oh, actually, the first thing I want to talk about. Well, I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in before I mention it. Actually,
I want to just say, as far as with Pastor Thomas, for those of you that hadn't had a chance to, log in and check it out.
We went live on Sunday.
Yeah, we went live. Go back, and go listen to it, man. It was so good. His sermon was amazing on Sunday. The sit down here was off the chain, and so it was it was really good, man. And so I think you'd be blessed by going back, listening to it, checking it out. And there was just so much food for thought. Just so much wisdom. I enjoyed it. What did you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, I 100% second that. I don't understand what's up with my phone right now. But yeah, I 100% second that, man. Yeah, a bunch of nuggies. And I mean, that guy was just dropping knowledge, man. And so it was great, man. I loved it. It was he lived up to the hype, and very blessed that I got to be in here. Went home, told Mickey, I said, still don't understand, have no idea what I'm doing in those rooms, but hey, man, praise God and all glory to Him for it, man. So
that was a major wisdom. Guys, when you, I understand there's men of God. There's men of God, and then there's a different caliber, man. And you don't get that often. And if you do, the setting is different. It's I don't know. I mean, just the fact that somebody that's been in ministry for 50 years, and not just 50 years, but in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Why do I say that? Because that brings a whole different dimension to the persecution, to the dangers, to the betrayal, to everything. Bread of life. What's up, man? God bless you. Hello, Pastor Zentino. Amen. So yeah, it was awesome, man.
It was great. It was great. And if you didn't hear the message, go back to YouTube and hear that message, man, because it was a lot of, like I said, I think I told him that day, man, it was a lot of confirmation for me.
Amen.
A lot of confirmation.
Yeah, just a lot of good, just wisdom, a lot of good thought. As they say in Spanish, hay niveles. There's levels to this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stairway to heaven, man.
And so even in ministry, not all ministries, not all men or women of God are in the same level because of experience, and not just experience, but just their walk.
Yeah.
And that was just such a blessing, man. Thank you for the Wi-Fi, man.
All right, empty two.
Yeah, tapped in.
Has anybody noticed those little glitches?
Yeah.
So if you notice the little glitches every time we go on Tuesday, let me know if you see the glitches.
What's up, Madison?
Hello
Hello to Madison.
Twitches. I was doing twitching.
Yeah.
Hello to Madison out there. Hope you're doing good.
All right, bread of life.
Is this supposed to be on?
Yeah, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I was moving things around yesterday, and it turned off, and I forgot to tell Abraham because he's the one that connected it.
Oh, okay.
But Bread of Life says, I got delivered on Sunday from some personal things. Pastor brought it.
Amen.
Anthony Toom, thank you for the $5. Wi-Fi Main, he's in the car. Hello, Madison. Bread of Life, I received it. I prayed to get delivered, and at the end of the service, he says, you are delivered. Amen. So I was talking to our IT guy / Benjamin. He's the computer nerd here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say computer nerd, he's a computer nerd.
He's part of the Geek Squad?
Yeah, he's probably the definition of it. So he was sitting here because
Bang.
the glitches, man, the glitches. And because as you guys know, a few months ago, we got blessed with these really nice cameras. We got blessed with this mixer for podcasts. We have this camera switcher. Look, I click 1, goes to Angel. 2 goes to me. 3 goes to Tino. He smiled like the kid in class that's forced to take a smile for school pictures. Mm-hmm. And so basically,
without the silver tooth.
Yeah. So, it is bugging me not to have it like that. I'm gonna fix it right now after I say
like
what
this,
I'm gonna say. Giraffe neck. What's up, Hirafa? Anyways, I was talking to him, right? And he basically was like, listen, here's the problem. It's your tower that you're running this computer through. He says, that's a basic tower for an office. He says, you need a tower with its own graphics card and this and that, whatever. So, what I'm going to do is just reach out. He said he can look for the best deal and whatnot, but we need a new tower, man. It'll stop the glitches. And so if anyone wants to partner with us, and man, we even put a little things, for the next few months. This is sponsored by, so-and-so. And I know most of you, it's not about the name or having your name up there, but we just want to show appreciation because the church doesn't have it in a budget to do it. I don't like the glitches. So whatever, if God moves in your heart for anything, but don't do it through the super chat. Don't do it that way. Do it through the website on the giving and just on the note put for podcasts.
Yeah.
And
there's just some upgrades we need to do, and so we just appreciate it as far as your heart, and be able to give, just to be able to get this to the level. One of the things that we had talked about after this past podcast with Pastor Thomas was the ability to do some of these live, with people on, in a crowd. So we're going to need to be able to
Cash App or. Yeah, well, you can do Cash App because the Cash App's on the website. If you go to the website under giving, all the links for all of them are there. As long as you let us know what it's for. That way we can, man, we need to get a tower. The glitches, it's getting worse
Yeah.
and worse. And guys, I have tried everything. I thought maybe the cables.
Yeah, we did all new wiring.
We got all new wires and this and that. And finally, that's why I called Benjamin in here. And he's like, he was looking at I don't know what he does in the computer, all the, where it
geek
shows
spots,
how much
yeah.
the processor's getting used and it's just maxed out. So he goes, that's what it is. He goes, that's why it doesn't glitch when you do pre-recorded, like for the prison ministry.
Thank you, Adam.
But it's when you go live. Thank you so much. So I'm going to pull that camera back a little bit.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, Carl, because there was at one point, if you notice, you'll see a black cat walk twice, right in front of the screen.
You know, Carl said about there's a glitch in the Matrix, and I don't know which one of you sent it, but that Matrix about when Morpheus says,
Oh, I sent it to you.
when Morpheus says, so were you paying attention to me, or were you looking at the dude in the red dress?
Yeah, that was great.
He's all, that was a dude.
that
He's all,
better?
look again. He's all, they figured out how they can go ahead and infiltrate either being a boy to a girl or vice versa. That's all I can think about. The other thing is too is what you have to understand is that David has been. I'm a newcomer to this, and David, how long have you been doing YouTube and podcasts and all that kind of stuff?
I started this YouTube channel at this church from the first service we ever had back in 2011.
Okay. And then you've just done different podcasts or different things along the way?
The podcast didn't come until the last year of the last building. I had a small podcast room in the back corner. But even then, it wasn't a regular thing. I just had it back there, and once in a while, I'd jump on and do a teaching or whatever. But then when we moved here, I remember seeing this office. I'm like, yeah,
This is it.
this is it. This is going to be a podcast.
So my whole point in asking those questions is like, you're not only helping in just this, but you're helping in all kinds of different ministries. You're upgrading all the equipment for him to be able to continue doing Pando and Edovo and the unbarred ministry.
It's not
There's
just
so,
this
and
platform.
the other thing is you don't know is all the stuff that has been talked about for 2026 of things to come. So the thing about it is when you participate in something like this, in this tower of power that we're talking about, it's going to be so much more than let's just talk. And it would be able to fire everybody up and be able. So always remember that you are donating to so much more than just this.
Well,
Yeah.
I was just going to say real quick, because any upgrades that's here, some of this equipment, it's not bad equipment. Some of it's good equipment. But any upgrades here, we're able to transition this equipment into another individual podcast room to get that even to higher quality. Any equipment we're not using here, we can move that over to our college classroom and where we're having some of the teachings where we do Zoom online, because we're getting ready to, like the new membership discipleship classes that we're doing. We're going to be doing video sets for our online viewers and our online disciples.
Yeah.
So any upgrades that come into this is the main platform. But from this spreads out to all of the different ministries, all the different rooms that we're able to do for you. And so, again, Brother Adam, thank you. Maybe in about 20 minutes, if you can.
Benjamin's on here.
Yeah. Sorry, I was saying you're not a nerd, Ben. It was my brother that was saying you're a nerd. But no, seriously, Brother Adam, if you don't mind, maybe reposting the link as we go on for people that are coming in late, and just so that way they know, that we need your help. I mean, that's just the bottom line. We do need your help as a church. That we're covering on the ground here, but we do need your help for those that are online viewers to help us continue and expand.
Yeah, there's different prices, but like I said, it's not an incredible, insane amount, and I know if this ministry has been a blessing to you, because when COVID happened, before COVID happened, I would record. If you go back sermons, it was my phone.
Yeah.
Like I would put it on a tripod right between the two front rows.
Yeah.
And I'd go live. Now it wasn't.
We did that for years.
Yeah, I did it for years, man. But here's the thing: when COVID happened, I was ahead of the game by a lot of small churches our size, because they weren't even live streaming. We were already up on it, but then, and I'm just like, whoa! For the next 2 years, it got really weird, and people were watching online more and more and more. So I'm just like, you know what? They're giving. I got to flip this around and benefit them. So that's when we started saying, let's raise our standard on the live stream, like your uppercut. And
For the record. For the record. For the record. For the record.
So ever since then, we really raised this. There's more things we want to do in the main sanctuary.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we have really good mics, really good cameras, really good everything. And then having this, upgrading this, we want to upgrade the Spanish. The Spanish is not up to par to what I'm happy with.
Yep.
Yet. But we'll get there as the Spanish congregation grows. But like this last thing, I mean, we got amazing stuff here now. But the last thing is the main thing, which is the computer.
The whole brain.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we also wanted to upgrade the cameras in the sanctuary for dramas because we're not set for it. We needed new lights for it. There's just a lot that's in the works, all across the board. But we are asking for help in that, and so also, we've been asking for help to somebody work the computer here on their podcast, and so come here, Justin. We found this person sleeping outside the door over here, and so we brought him in. And what's your name, sir? No, come here. Right here. So I just Justin hasn't been here, but this is my middle son, Justin, who's been helping us. And so usually he's always behind. And so Justin, thank you for being. He actually didn't go to work today and to be here with us. So thank you, mijo, for filling in. And for those of you that still want to help, we still do need your help. We do need more hands on deck.
Yeah. All right,
Thank Justin. Thank you.
Thanks, Justin. All right, who else we got in here? Benjamin Torres. We have American Chicano. How you doing, brother? Fernando Dominguez. What's up, brother? Good to see you also. And but we got some topics. You already read the topics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's the first topic we're hitting?
We're going to dive on in. Yeah. Do you have the clip ready for Nigeria?
No,
okay,
I can.
Okay, yeah, send that over. We'll start off with pastors being arrested in China.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but I wanted to talk about it. So, China has always had Christianity is illegal in China. A lot of people don't realize that because there's a church that the government approves, and that's how it kind of goes over the heads of United Nations.
Yeah.
But basically, ever since they became a communist nation, they outlawed Christianity unless it was approved by the state. Now, here's the thing. China won't approve you as a pastor unless you submit under the communist rule and you only preach the things that the Communist Party lets you. That's why there's a thing called the underground church.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the leader there, I forget his name.
Pastor Ezra Jin Mingri.
No, the leader of China.
My bad.
Xi Jinping?
Yeah. Xi Jinping, my bad.
He did a sweep across all of China and started arresting pastors this last week.
Well, and sometimes some of the footage you see, and I have a friend in particular who has made a couple trips back home to China twice now in the last 3.5 years. And so some of the footage you see is Hong Kong. Hong Kong, you can, because they haven't been completely absorbed into China.
Really?
Yeah. And so there's still some stipulations, but they can have open Bible studies.
Yeah.
It's not illegal. I'm not exactly too sure to what extent, but Hong Kong is separate from China, but it's right in the middle.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And so you will see that sometimes on footage, and it's like, well, so it's kind of this portrayal, but reality is Hong Kong is its own. And so, but when you travel outside of that and you go into China, now you're stepping into a different arena.
Yeah.
In mid-October 2025, Chinese authorities arrested 30 pastors and members of the unregistered Zion Church, including founder Pastor Ezra Jin Mingri. I don't know. The crackdown, described as one of the most aggressive in 40 years, targeted leaders of the underground church network, with many facing charges like illegal use of information networks. For preaching without Communist Party approval, arrests occurred across at least 10 cities, including Beijing and Shanghai. Over 30 people were detained. The reason for arrests, charged with illegal use of information networks, which refers to preaching or distributing religious information without government approval.
Wow.
I think it's pretty interesting how this article right here doesn't use Christian, like the Christian. Like why? Like that's what they're talking about. The illegal, what does it say? Illegal use of information. Yeah, that's called the Bible. You know what I mean? Like that's the illegal information that's being dropped.
You know they came out with the new version in China.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, if you look it up, I'm not sure if it's been released yet or not or whatever. But there was a particular Bible that was going to be allowed in China, but they changed it.
Yeah, I heard of that too.
Has that been released?
I don't know. I just remember hearing that. I heard it once, didn't research into it at all.
Yeah,
so I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and so that was going to be the government Bible, I guess, that was going to be permitted within in the Christian community.
You know, one of my favorite authors, as you probably heard me say, is Watchman Nee. Mm-hmm. He was a pastor in China in the time when communism took over, and long story short, he ended up dying in prison because he refused to stop preaching because they wanted him to submit to the government, you know. And so there is churches in China now, but every church that you see out in public, whoever that pastor is, whoever the leader is, had to get approval by the government. You know, the government has to approve you. And in other words, you're basically selling out. You got to be watered down. You got to be diluted because you're not going to be able to preach the gospel. And Watchman Nee, who was alive in the 40s, died in prison.
Yeah.
An amazing, amazing author, man.
But one of the things you when you were reading that in that article was it never specifically, it wasn't specified to Christians. It was about speech.
Absolutely.
You know, and just for, as far as Americans to understand why freedom of speech is so important and why, here, you'll hear this concept because as Christians, it's not just a matter of, well, we want podcasts to be able to present whatever they want. Reality is we understand where they're going and where they're trying to drive it down to because they're never going to say, we don't want Christians preaching about Jesus and about the gospel. They're never going to say that.
They can't say that.
Yeah, they wouldn't say that.
No.
They're going to start restricting things and they're going to start wording things to funnel it down to anything that's against the governmental ideology.
Yeah, but the thing is this, right, is that everything in the Word of God gets turned political.
Yep.
The reason they do that is, keep politics outside the church. So before, for instance, abortion now became a political thing. So now preachers are scared to talk about that. And LGBTQ, whatever it is, it becomes political. So now the pastor that is afraid, he's afraid of losing his 501(c)(3) or whatever. Now he don't preach about it. So all the enemy has to do is chip away at the truths of the Bible and make it political, and now the preacher feels he can't say it or talk about it. And this is what's happening in China, and this is what many people would love to happen here in America.
Yeah, and it's happening. They're squeezing slowly. Yeah, they're trying to.
Yeah, it's like the frogs in water.
Yeah,
the boiling water. Same thing.
Yeah, and you look back in China's history. The problem, because before we went online, we were talking about small groups and how groups that meeting in homes. The difference between Russia or the Soviet Union and China was that the Soviet Union and the Eastern Orthodox Church was not prepared for what was about to take place when communism stepped in. They were geared towards steeples and high buildings. They were high church in the sense of it was the organized structure. And it wasn't on a ground level where China was already doing that. Yeah. And so they were able to thrive once communism stepped in because that underground that underground structure was already being built. So when communism stepped in, they went underground. Yeah. Where in the Soviet Union they collapsed and the Christian community completely collapsed because that's all that they did. Yeah. And they were never structured to be able to like Lego pieces to dismantle and re-engage. They were never built that way. And as the church, and I'm going, that's one of the things that when I look at, you and I talked about, David, stepping into house church ministry for 8 years or 10 years. And yet most of my life growing up in the church, being helping you here before, after, now. Yeah. my perspective is very different just because I see the difference. I see the flaws, and because there's human beings, there's flaws in both.
Yeah.
But the reality is that that is part of a watermelon. What's the watermelon on the screen?
Looks like an ad.
Oh, it just looked good. But no, just the reality of then as the American church, we do have to prepare ourselves.
Yeah.
And we have to learn how to maneuver through both worlds. It's a must.
So we don't know too much about these pastors being arrested, but we do know what's happening in Nigeria. We've been talking about it for months, about the massacres that are happening. There was just another one in Zimbabwe 2 weeks ago. And then having Pastor Thomas here and share a little bit of things that he shared off camera. But basically, we do have footage. I know a lot of you have seen it, but I think not enough people have seen it.
Yeah.
This is a pastor standing in the middle of a mass grave as they're about to bury more Christians that got killed that day. They say there's an average of 35 Christians killed every single day, and most of them are not just killed, they are tortured and mutilated to death. Anyways, this is a 1-minute clip of a pastor in Nigeria. You want to play it?
Please, Darkroom to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria outside performing burial every day. And they expect us to silence. Now is an order. Nigerian government came out openly and denied there is no massacre, there is no genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And look at it today. Is there any Muslim here? United Nations, I know you're watching it. American Senate, you are watching what I'm doing, I'm saying here. Special advisor to Trump. Now, please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria, massacre Christians. If they say they kill Muslims, Muslims are being killed. By who? By Muslims.
Yeah. So, oh man. I did get more insight because what I didn't understand is why the Trump advisor basically downplayed it. Not downplayed it, but said they're not killing Christians. It's over minerals. And so talking to Pastor Thomas, he brought more clarity to it. Remember, he was saying that.
Yeah.
So this is why, guys, it's not that the United Nations are straight up ignoring the situation. They're saying that as Christians, we're exaggerating, saying that they're killing Christians. But in actuality, they're saying, no, it's just a fight over minerals. But what's happening is there's two states. If you look at the map of Nigeria, and in the very center of it, it's very rich in minerals, in gold, and things like that. So bandits are coming and basically wanting to take over because of the minerals and the gold and everything. But it happens to be that the people that are bandit that are doing it, first of all, they hate Christians.
Yeah.
Second of all, the villages,
ideology, they're Muslims.
Yeah, and the second is the villages where the gold is at are Christian villages.
Yeah, the community.
So that's what's happening. So governments are saying, oh, this isn't about Christian genocide. This is just fighting over minerals. That's why it's being ignored, guys. And actually, that brought more clarity and it makes sense. You know, Satan is never going to straight up attack Christians every time. He's going to use other avenues to do it. Would you agree to that?
Absolutely. He never goes straight to you.
No.
There's not one time I've ever heard anything in anything I've read where he goes from point A to point B. He makes you think that this is a great idea. He plays the mind trick on you. He makes it your idea. And so it's just like, as long as, and the way he's doing it in life today is media. Because you know what? If the media can feed it, these people believe it. They don't do any research. And so because they don't do any research, they just believe everything the media is telling them. Because why would the media lie to them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that is one of his most brilliant tricks in 2025 is media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that even is slowly being, what's the word I'm looking for? That is slowly being, veil taken off. You know what I'm saying? And it's just what it is. So, I mean, just keep praying for that Trump finds out what's going on and he's able to do whatever. I don't know. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, because when have you ever seen a coward fight fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The enemy's a
Good point.
coward.
Good point.
Because he can't fight fair to the church.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to manipulate the situation.
Yeah.
He's got where he's a thief and a liar from
He's
the
a master
beginning.
manipulator.
Exactly.
That's what he is.
He's excellent.
It isn't his name.
Yeah. And so even if the front door was open, he wouldn't go through the front door.
He's a deceiver.
Yeah, he would go through your bathroom window, even if the front door was open. Because then that would make him an honest thief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not that.
He's the accuser. He's the
Yeah.
deceiver. I mean,
They literally call him the father of lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is the father of it. So, I mean, I don't
He
know
was a
what.
murderer from the beginning, the
Yeah.
scripture says.
So the Bible says that Jesus is truth. So that means if Jesus is truth, Satan has no truth.
No truth.
Because if he has little bit of truth, he has some of Jesus. He doesn't. He has no truth. He could not admit that Bucky is wearing a red shirt. He can't do it because there's no truth in him. That's why, man, the whole thing when Satan tells you, man, you ain't nothing but a dope dealer, you ain't nothing but a gang member, you ain't nothing but a wheat pothead, you ain't nothing but, that's what the enemy does. He wants to lie to you. That's why if you're a believer, you've been washed in the blood, sanctified, set apart, called holy, why are you believing the liar?
Well, and even if he can speak truth, the intent of it is perverse.
Yeah.
For instance, when he quoted scripture to Jesus.
Or Eve.
Yeah.
Well, not scripture,
yeah.
but yeah.
If he quotes scripture to Jesus, was it not perverse?
Yeah.
In how he was trying to manipulate the situation.
Does not the
Absolutely.
Bible say that? Does not
Yeah.
the scripture say that if you throw yourself?
Exactly.
the angels will catch you.
It was a manipulated context. To Eve,
Yeah.
he straight lied to her and said, "Don't you want to be like God?"
Yeah.
Bro, she already was made in that image, but she fell for the lie.
Yeah.
And it's just a manipulation. And again, a coward doesn't want. He's not trying to fight fair.
Again, see, he didn't go from point A to point B. He knew he couldn't go to Adam.
No.
He knew he couldn't.
Absolutely.
He knew he couldn't because he knew Adam would have been like, no, God told me I can't eat it. He knew that. So he said, oh, let me go this way. It's window, front door kind of example. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it's going to be.
I said it a couple weeks
But-
ago. It was the original spirit of Jezebel.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the original. Through
Absolutely.
the back door.
Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, real quick, if anybody's jumped in, and if this podcast or this channel or this ministry blesses you, we really need to get another tower. That's why you see the glitching. It's getting worse each week.
Yeah.
We have great equipment here. We thought it was the wires. We thought this and that. But our IT guy, /Benjamin, basically said, it's the computer. You're trying to do this with the regular office computer. So Empty Tomb, he wrote this. He says, we need a new computer. He put the link. So for the giving, don't do it on Super Chat because YouTube does take 30% of it. And we're hoping we can raise enough funds to get a new tower in here right away. Anything will be a blessing. So anyways, what's the next topic?
Teacher fired for mocking Charlie Kirk's death.
Yeah, what's up with that? Did you see that video?
Which one? I've seen a bunch of them.
Is that the one that's going like this?
Yeah, Officer Tatum showed it. A couple people. She's in a march and she's pointing to her neck like mocking Charlie
Like
Kirk.
this.
No, I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen the footage.
So people found out where she taught, what her name was, put her phone number up on there.
Yeah.
And
Is it something that we want to show for Justin to look at?
I don't know. Officer Tatum mocking Charlie Kirk not him mocking.
I would say
No.
Teacher mocking Charlie Kirk death, something like that.
But she's yelling, "Go get your guy," and she's like,
Go get your guy?
Yeah, pointing at the neck, like
Yeah.
she's doing that, like he got shot in the neck.
Okay. I know. I've seen other footage where
And
they
it's
were
at
mocking.
it was at the
Yeah.
No Kings thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, on Saturday,
Yeah,
right?
Guys, I gotta ask, man. And I would rather see this more than that.
What?
Is Trump's his AI commercial
I didn't see it. I heard
when
about
he's
it.
flying on a jet
I heard about it.
for King's Day?
He drops chocolate on him.
Have you seen that? Dude, can you find that on? It's probably on TikTok.
You know what? I'm gonna send you this video my brother or my sister sent me, man. Oh, dude, that JD. Have you guys seen that thing that JD put up? That's driving them crazy.
No.
All right, we got it.
I'm gonna find that right now.
Okay, did you find it?
What did you find?
Oh, you found it? Yeah.
Yeah,
You
see
found
if
it?
you can-
Okay. Yeah. He has it.
Oh, it's frozen, huh?
What happened? He said change the screen.
For the record.
This is why we
For
need
the
a
record.
computer.
For the record.
We're glitching out.
For the
here.
record.
We need your help, guys. Help us. Help us help you.
Yeah. But Empty Tombs say people can be so evil. It's very sad. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. So,
But there's been a lot of. I know here locally there was some professors that were. I don't know if they were fired, but I know they were given leave of absence. Fresno State.
oh really? Oh yeah, I saw something in the news.
Yeah.
I just sent you one. Let me know if you get it.
And so, but there's been all across the country.
Yeah.
There has been a number of
Give me one
teachers
more. I'll cue you.
and professors just as far as getting fired for it.
Yeah.
You know, and I haven't seen any. I didn't know that anyone lately, but I know in that first wave of that first week, there was quite a bit.
Wow.
So we were talking about the no kings. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we done with the teacher and all of that and going?
I don't know
in?
what was he going to show? What was he?
He was trying to find that video of the
It
teacher
kept on
doing that.
glitching.
Oh yeah. I mean, it ain't
Can we
that.
show that video that I just sent you real quick? Look at this one, dude.
Derek Mallory, God bless you. What's this? This one?
Yeah, can you replay it?
How do you? There's no things to replay.
Yeah, I did see that.
So she's saying that JD Vance posted this. Okay?
Yeah, I seen that.
Look at Look at
This is tight.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
you know what, dude? Those two right there, it's like, you know what?
Find the jet one.
They were
Find
bowing
the jet.
to George Floyd, right?
Yeah, that
Great.
was to
Yeah.
George Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
got
I
it?
mean, why not play?
Change the screen.
Oh, sorry.
Why not play with the stupidity? You know what I'm saying? Like, make it like, you know what, man? All they're doing. Okay, so the kids call it rage baiting today. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call it because they're trying to do things just to make you rage. They're not even trying to make you upset. They're trying to like make you teapot whistle.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And so the thing about it is that video right
it's
there
hilarious.
is hilarious. Like bow down to the king. I saw something today that says it showed a picture of the cross.
Yeah.
And then slash with Jesus there, right? And it says, "This is my king." And then it showed a picture of Donald Trump and says, "This is my president." And this is my flag. And then it showed a map of the United States and it says, "This is my country." And it's like, that's exactly what it is. Like people don't. One of the things I noticed on, I forget what dumb news platform, but they posted that 2,500, and they were so proud. 2,500 Americans across the United States came out to protest for No King's Day.
How much?
2,500,
Oh.
right? Do you remember whenever we were in Monterey a few months ago,
Oh,
whenever
yeah.
they first had that? Monterey alone probably had 2,500. My brother-in-law found an article where in Modesto they had 4,000 people out for that. So that already shows you how this means nothing to people in America. Only the purple pink hair people were out there. And old people.
For the record. For the record. For the record. For the record.
He said it's the blue-haired people.
Yeah.
The blue.
See,
the
I didn't
blue-haired
even read
people
that.
are going out. They're going crazy.
And I mean, dude, and the other thing is too is like old people who are like in their late 60s, late 70s.
Want to relive the flower years?
I guess,
the flower
man.
child years?
Maybe that's what it is, dude. Or maybe they just know they ain't got too much longer to live, and like let's just ruffle some feathers, as they say.
Justin, you have the other video? God, again, these are funny memes to just rage bait. This. Oh no, there's one with
What is it?
Crap? Nice.
That looks like San Francisco.
I think it's New York.
That's New York.
New York.
Look at Empty Tube. Empty Tube said 2,500 question mark. Bro, I have more views on singular beats than that.
He also says only one king in my mind, but that was funny. The left is probably pulling their blue hair out like crazy.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Dude, they lost their mind over those. The videos. They lost their mind
It's
over it
great,
this weekend.
man. You know what,
Yeah.
dude? Like
Tessie Cameron, God bless you. Thank you for jumping on.
I just think it's so moronic, man, and that's just me being nice. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, man, go do your thing. You know, I remember, David, whenever we first got started, it was all over the political thing with all that stuff, right?
Right before the election.
And I remember we said, if you're gonna go vote Democrat, make sure you know what you're voting for. But if you're gonna vote
Did you say Democrat?
as a Democrat, then stay strong with what you voted for.
Own it.
Yeah,
Well,
own it. And we ain't mad at you. I'm very happy that you even voted.
My thing was, I mean, you know, we do live in a free country, but have a logical reason why you're voting.
No feelings.
Yeah, without you getting emotional. And I never saw it.
You know, I know it's not fair to pick one person and go, the way that person is, that's everybody. But there was that video of that young man where they asked him, right? And he's like, you know, Trump's a this and that, right? And there was like, well, why? Well, because everyone's saying, you know, I don't know why. I'm just, everyone's saying that. You know, so I, you know, and it's like, dude, these people have no clue.
Yeah.
Because it goes down to, like, let's say Kamala was really pushing abortion. You know, and maybe you really believe that. We'll stand on that and vote.
Yeah.
But most of the people were like, well, I just hate Trump or this or that.
Yeah.
You know, just give a reason why you voted the way you voted, whether for Trump or whatever it is. Give a logical reason, not on memes that you saw or clips that you saw or what somebody said or what you think.
I really don't like Biden and Kamala and John, whatever that press secretary was. And I don't like them. And then I'll give you reasons why I don't like them. Has nothing to do with my feelings.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. And so it was just like, just give me something without your feelings
It was
involved.
a weird time when we started this podcast.
Yeah, it was like, give me. Okay, that's cool. You hate Trump. I get it, bro. Do me two favors. Take away the Mexicans and take away your feelings. Go. Tell me why you don't like them. And nothing. And it was like somebody was scratching.
The transforming?
Yeah.
You know, it was off camera when after our podcast with Pastor Thomas, when we were out there, me and you were talking to him, and he tells us a story where he was with some pastors, and somebody came up to him in a group setting with the pastor there, and made a comment to him because he's African, he's black, and said something to the effect of, "Well, you guys have tails." To Pastor Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Asked him if Africans have tails.
Literally.
What?
And
What do you mean?
I literally asked him, "Do you guys have tails, like monkeys? Like you have tails?"
Are you serious?
This is what Pastor Thomas is telling
He
us.
was saying it.
And so the pastor gets furious, and Pastor Thomas goes, "No, stop," and he goes, "Come behind me and check." Right, and he continued the conversation with this gentleman.
Yeah.
Because he said most people have heard things that are not true, so let's continue the conversation to prove them wrong.
That's weird.
Yeah, you know, and it was something so silly as that, but it ended up sparking a conversation. The gentleman kept on talking, and so did Pastor Thomas, until he realized everything the silliness that it may sound to us. This guy really did believe that.
Wow. Look what Brother Chosen says. The weirdest part about the No Kings protest are all the people dressed as furries and dancing to Funky Town. Creeps. And then Empty Tomb says, in my opinion, there's no way a Dem gets in during 2028 unless something absolutely catastrophic happens. Wow.
Read the last one.
Manuel Hernandez, hey, just noticed the Onda pick in the back. I love it. Look.
That's my view every day, Manuel Hernandez, or every Tuesday, bro.
Hey, that's my parole picture.
That's my parole picture.
Hey, that's to let you know, man. This is real. We ain't playing here. Blood in,
blood out.
I don't want his pork chop.
We want his
views.
See, that's how. If you've never seen that movie, you're an American. You voted for.
Yeah, that's
Kamala.
right. You're not American.
You voted for Kamala.
Okay, what's the next subject?
MSNBC. Same topic.
Oh, same topic. Who guys? Oh, you got to look it up, Justin.
You know what we're talking about? MSNBC posts the No Kings rally crowd
from this Saturday. And it was really from 2017. I have the link here, unless he can find it quicker than I can.
He's not finding it.
No?
No.
Okay, hold on.
Wasn't it like a New England Patriots
I'm sending it right
blow
now.
up in the middle of it? It was in Boston. Boston.
Yeah, it's Boston.
It was in Boston.
Man, if I find out Empty Tomb was there.
Oh, well, he might have been because it was in 2017. He could have been at a Patriots rally or.
Did it go? Did you get it?
What?
Sometimes
When did the Red Sox win the World Series?
Sometimes I got to send it twice.
Who cares? Hey, in Empty Tomb's language,
You found it?
Who cares?
Yeah, man. So we
I know
just gotta-
LA's gonna win it though. Here coming up soon, right? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Did they just start this? When do they start the next series?
Thursday.
Hey, where'd it go?
Thursday's game 1. Toronto and LA, baby.
Oh, it's Toronto after all.
Mm-hmm.
And who's on the national?
LA.
American.
Toronto.
Oh, this is the series.
Yeah.
Toronto. That's right. Toronto's American League. Okay, I thought it was a division series. Or a championship.
Maybe this is it.
So what happened to the Yankees?
Who cares? Shoot, man. Get them out of here. Hey, get the Yankees out of here. That's all I got to say.
I said it again.
Who cares?
What does
I don't
it
know.
really
I don't know
take
where it's
to
at in
stop
this clip.
voted-
Oh, YouTube commercial.
That's how broke we are. We get commercials on YouTube here. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
It'd be just beautiful, hallelujah, and all God's people said amen. Too much.
Oh yeah, just forward it. It's somewhere in the clip in there. He shows. I think way before that.
Empty Tomb says, yo, I feel like I'm in the studio right now.
Keep going. Let's see. Oh, right there. Right there.
These people are
It's
so
gonna cost them
silly.
millions of dollars, I hope. But watch this video, and I'll just show you what they did.
Fake news MSNBC got totally busted lying about the size of the No Kings rally.
Look at this. Millions of people across the country marching as we speak against the policies of President Trump. This is Boston. Look at that. We'll continue to follow these rallies throughout the day here on MSNBC. Wow.
It is Boston, but it's not October 18th, 2025. It's August 19th, 2017 at a totally different counter rally. So real footage, fake news.
And it's kind of funny also when you search August 19th, 2000.
So
It was a Trump rally.
So they wanted it to be so big, so bad that they took footage from 8 years ago,
Grainy footage.
saying that that's what Boston was like.
Dang.
That's scandalous.
That's pathetic.
Remember when Biden would show up for rallies and like 20 people were there?
Yeah.
They never showed the
They
crowd.
never showed the crowd.
That's pathetic. That's what it's come down to, everybody.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about that.
I mean, you know what? And Trump, again, something that he warned us early on, way back then, the fake news, coin phrased it, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. All you needed in that video right there was Jimmy Fallon crying. That's it, dude.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel, yes. Yeah, well, Jimmy Fallon, too.
Wow.
But dude, that's so crazy that they would pull that out like that. And the stupidity of it is to think they could get away with it.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird.
It's weird.
Like I did
like everybody don't have Google and
that's what I'm saying. Like did MSNBC plan that, or did somebody insert that and they were
just believed
mistaken?
it?
Exactly. And they believed it because they were just in a hurry to try to believe it.
Or they were wishful thinking.
Exactly. Did somebody get fired over that?
They probably work for TMZ now.
All right.
And we never heard anything after that.
I was gonna say, bro.
I haven't heard
just thought
nothing
about that
about
right now. I
TMZ.
just thought about that right now. Like, how come I haven't heard anything of TMZ since that Charlie Kirk day?
When's the last TMZ news break?
That day
Exactly.
of.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
That day of.
I haven't heard nothing from TMZ. Have you guys heard anything from TMZ since they got caught in the car?
Hey, all I know is get him out of here.
What else we got?
Crazy, man. Hey, we started the building in the White House with YouTube money.
Oh yeah, I saw that. So people are having a fit because they dismantled the porch because it's going to lead to the entrance into the ballroom of the White House. So people are
Do you have a
freaking
picture
out.
of that, Justin?
And I haven't seen footage of it at all, nothing like that. But
New construction for the White House ballroom.
Empty Tomb, where the heck are the fact checkers now? So
MSNBC can't afford to have fact checkers.
yeah,
They're about to go out of business.
Empty Tomb. Are you talking about what you said? Because I didn't want to say it the way you wrote it because it sounded like I ought to be saying something else. So I just said fact.
Yeah, I think that was a miskey.
Oh.
I'm trying to see. I heard something about that.
Oh, there it is.
Right here. Play that.
Is it the White House? Is it? Is just a photo? Oh.
So they're dismantling it. Well, yeah. Well, they have to be able to create the new attachment.
So it's going to be like a hallway, I imagine?
Yeah. So that way they're out of the elements.
Yeah.
Because the problem that they were having was when they were in the grass, they were heels were sinking.
Did you find
in.
one? Because I found one on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just waiting for him to. Carl's is just waiting for him to paint the White House gold.
Remember Obama colored it rainbow?
Yeah. He colored it gay.
That's a good point. American Chicano, I was just going to say that. He said Teddy Roosevelt built the West Wing. Taft made the executive office oval. FDR added the entire East Wing, included an indoor pool for himself. And then that top balcony, too, because one of the presidents wanted to smoke all the time. I don't know. It might have been one of those. But anyways.
See, there's this right here. That's
there it is.
That's what I was going to read.
Demolition day at the White
So it
House.
gives you all
Crews
nice-
tearing down
all
walls
of what they
as
did.
construction for President Trump's 90,000 square foot ballroom ramps up. The president once promised the project would not interfere with the current structure of the White House.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite.
But bulldozers ripped away portions of the East Wing yesterday. The president hosting an event inside the White House, acknowledging the nearby demolition.
Right on the other side, you have a lot of construction going on, which you might hear periodically.
Constructed in 1902, the East Wing houses the office of the First Lady, as well as the visitor's entrance where the public can begin tours of the executive mansion. Expected to cost $250 million, the ballroom will be larger than the White House residence itself and able to hold nearly 1,000 people. President Trump insisting it's entirely funded through private donations. The president claiming, without providing any evidence, that he's paying for some of it himself. But Democrats are slamming the ballroom's construction amid a 3-week government shutdown and calling for President Trump to stop.
He should stop the wreckage of the White House.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, these guys.
So they want him to stop, just leave a gaping hole now at this point? It's going to happen. It will happen again.
For the record, he did say he will do it. It will happen.
It will happen again. So the thing is, Tino just brought up 17 different things that presidents have added or renovated in the White House. Trump's not the first one. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Give us some examples.
Well, who was it? American Chicano said it.
Yeah.
Okay, in 1909, President William Howard Taft remodeled and expanded the West Wing. In 13, Woodrow Wilson demolished the Colonial Garden. In 27, Calvin Coolidge oversaw the renovation of the upper floors and the attic in the White House. In 34, FDR overhauled the West Wing, adding a second floor, a larger basement, and a swimming pool, and relocating the Oval Office to its current location. In 42, President Roosevelt constructed the East Wing. Where did I see the pool again? In 48, Harry Truman undertook a total reconstruction of the White House's interior, expanding its foundation and footprint. JFK constructed the modern Rose Garden. Gerald Ford in 75 installed an outdoor swimming pool on the South grounds, financed entirely by private donations. 93, good old Billy undertook a restoration and refurbishment of the Executive Mansion. 2009, Hussein resurfaced the South grounds tennis court into a basketball court. In 2020, President Trump and the First Lady completed a new White House tennis pavilion, refurbishing the White House tennis courts and grandchildren's garden, as well as constructing a new building. Now, in 2025, President Trump is carrying forward that legacy, breaking ground on a grand ballroom, a transformative addition that will significantly increase the White House's capacity to host major functions honoring world leaders, foreign nation, and other dignitaries.
I'm really surprised there hasn't been a ballroom.
Yeah, we were shocked by that. Like,
I mean, even our church, we have a place to have receptions. I mean,
yeah.
And what are we? We're a little church in Modesto. That's weird that you dignitaries, people that's weird.
Where do they take them? Olive Garden?
I don't know. They take them.
They got some bomb raviolis over there.
Yeah.
But what's their problem?
It's Trump.
Because
I know, I get that, but I'm saying, what are they saying that's the problem? What
At first, they were complaining that he was using tax dollars.
And then YouTube paid for it. Thank you, YouTube.
And
private donations.
And private donations.
And the president.
And his own money.
The president and private donations. Allegedly.
You mean MSNBC, YouTube?
Allegedly, YouTube is paying for it. But private donations.
So those complaints stopped, but now just mad because what was weird too, even last week, was the fact that it was free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, and all of a sudden everybody gets released, and literally the next day, oh, no kings, no kings, no kings. Like it's just like,
let's complain.
You know, I was wondering where all the free Palestine people were when Hamas was killing locals.
Yeah, they started executing people.
Executing locals. Where was the protests? I was a little confused by that.
Yeah.
Where are the free Palestine? Why aren't they celebrating that they're free? Why aren't they celebrating? Why aren't they on the news thanking my deal for creating what has been created?
Good point.
I don't know. You know what? You know what would really get him? Oh, man, if my Theo can only hear this, is if he dyed his hair blue. If he dyed his hair blue.
What now?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Do you know how?
What if he introduced himself as he, him?
If he started introducing everything he said as his pronouns. Hi, how you doing, everybody? My pronouns today are, and then just continue going with blue hair.
What if he did every speech with blue hair and a COVID mask?
With a hole. Oh no, right here at the chin.
For the record. For the record. For the record.
Heck
For the
yeah,
record.
bro. Oh,
What if he
man.
ate with the mask on and then talked without it? Did it actually absolutely reverse of how they would do in restaurants?
I don't know. Next subject.
Okay.
How these people, man. I just get confused, and it's like, dude, what are you guys complaining about? Like did you see when Stephen A. walked off? I don't know if you see this.
I saw the clip, but I didn't watch it. I saw the thumbnail.
Yeah, because his whole thing was like, dude, you guys not see what you're doing as far as shutting it down?
Do you know who he? Did you see the guy who was speaking?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
No, I just saw the thumbnail.
So there was a what are they called?
Yeah, he worked for at the airport.
At the airport.
Air traffic controller.
Air traffic controller, and he had served.
Oh.
And he wasn't getting paid because of the government shutdown, and he was up there with a bunch of Democrats.
Yeah.
And he was saying, "Do you guys see what's really going on here?" Like
well, because he said He goes, I've got to go because I've got to go do Uber.
Yeah,
to pay the bills.
That's what the man had said.
No.
Because he's not getting paid because the government is shut down.
I see.
He had to go and pick up some Uber and door dashing.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, props to that dude for taking care of his family. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking him for it. But Stephen A. was saying about, look at this man has to go and do this. He has a great job, and because of you, he and the people are not being paid, but everybody on stage up here is being paid.
He's still getting paid.
So I don't know how true it is.
So who was he upset about? Who was he upset at?
At the Democrats that were on stage with him.
Oh, that's why he walked off.
He's like, I'm going to break.
Yeah.
And just took off.
Yeah, because he was like, the only person not getting paid is that man, while everyone here on stage is still getting paid.
I see.
And so it is what it is, man. It's very, very dumb.
I wanted to real quick thank Adam for sending something for our new computer that we need. If you notice, it glitches. The glitching's getting worse. We thought it was cables. We thought it was wires. But so if we have in any way encouraged you, supported you, helped you, whatever in this channel, not only this, but the sermons, the Bible studies, everything, we're asking for help so we can get a new tower. Apparently this tower can't handle the live stream, and that's why it glitches. And then Empty Tomb, if you can put that link, if anybody's interested, doesn't matter what it is, it all adds up.
Yeah.
You know, $5, $10, $20, $50, whatever, you know, you can do to help us. And I promise you we'll get that right away so that glitching can stop. Anyways, next subject.
Well, we've got two. Oh no, we went through that one. Sorry. As far as explaining Palestinians aren't a race.
Yeah, well, that came up because
That's all you guys.
a friend of mine posted on Facebook, and he posted an honest. Well, let me find it. That way, he posted an honest question, and he wasn't trying to pick a fight. He was really asking.
Okay.
And he said this, and I ended up answering. Oh man, don't tell me he took it down. If not, then I'm just gonna.
Empty Tomb says, say his name.
What?
Next time, don't say my name, sir.
That's messed up. Okay.
I thought he was singing that song.
Me too. I thought he was singing.
Who sings?
Say my name.
Say my
Destiny's Child. He's saying don't.
So, anyways, I think he took it down. But basically, he goes, I was studying the Bible and I was reading some cultural and historical stuff, archaeological. And he says, and I found out, he was, tell me if it's true or give me some context, that where Jesus grew up at in Nazareth, that it was Palestine. He was, and basically he was asking about that. Mm-hmm. So this is what I told him. And I thought it'd be an interesting thing is that I wanted to let you guys know that Palestinians are not a race. It's not a race. And I compared it to this. Mexicans aren't a race. We didn't exist 500 years ago because there was the indigenous people, not just Aztecs, but there was many tribes. And then Spaniards came and began to, some of it was rape, some of it was pillaging, some of it was intermarriage, and created a mestizo or a mixed race.
That's what Mexico means.
Mexican means.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing. Mexicans didn't exist 1,000 years ago, 700 years ago, 2,000 years ago. It was indigenous people, and it was Spain, and because of that, they made Mexicans. My second example I used is, for instance, we're Californians, right? Born and raised, we're Californians. That's not a race.
No.
We're called Californians because we live in California. Here's my point. Palestinians aren't a race. They're called Palestinians because they live in Palestine.
Geography.
So if you go back to before Israel existed in 1947 or 49, when it became a state again.
49. Is it 49?
47, 49.
Yeah.
So if you were Jewish and were born in 1942, for instance, the Jewish person's birth certificate said that they were Palestinian because they were from Palestine. It wasn't a race. And that's what people don't understand. So
the United States is not a race.
No, it's not a race. It's a nationality.
Exactly.
That's why we can be a nation of Latinos and Asians and blacks and this and that, because it's not a race. It's a nationality. So you got to get this out of your head. Palestinians are not a race. It's a nationality. So when you see that Palestine was there in the time of the Bible, there was no Palestinians. It was the land of Palestine. That makes sense? So people try to confuse that, and because of that, it creates arguments that aren't, it just doesn't make sense. So I just wanted to talk about that because I thought it was an interesting post that he said. And I just thought, you know what, let's add some clarity to this.
Well, because I'll say my position, just from what I understand, as a Christian, nobody is saying that the land of Israel first belonged to the Jews.
No,
because that's not true.
No.
Even the Bible doesn't.
When they crossed over and
exactly,
the Canaanites were there.
Exactly, he took them over and said, "I will take you to a land with milk and honey."
Yeah,
I'll take and to Abram, to Abram and to Abraham. You gave him a promise, of a land whose city, whose builder maker was God, and he gave him this promise. But it was a location that was occupied.
Yeah,
that's the truth. So there's no Christians. The Jewish people are not trying to say this first belonged to us.
Yeah,
the claim is God gave it to us, and that's a different claim.
Yeah,
and so to claim otherwise to claim otherwise as a believer, you can't claim otherwise. And agree with Scripture. Yeah. Now, you can claim otherwise and not believe Scripture.
Yeah.
But you can't claim Scripture and believe otherwise. Because that's the story. That is the narrative of the story from the beginning.
Another thing, too, real quick. I saw what Carl wrote. He said, but Mexican came from the mutual word Mexica. I just said that. So I think maybe he typed that before I said it. That Mexica was a mixture. But another thing that a lot of people that are Mexican, they claim that they're Aztec blood. Highly likely that we were the ones being sacrificed. Because the Spaniards could have never conquered the Aztecs if it wasn't for the tribes that the Aztecs were taking advantage of and abusing them and killing them and sacrificing them.
Are you saying there was racism?
Yeah.
That was one argument I saw not too long ago. There was a guy who was saying about America being stolen land, right? Yeah. And they stole it from Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the guy's argument was, well, do you think that's fair that the United States, America didn't steal Mexico's land, but do you think that's okay that they stole it, according to you? He was like, no. He's also, how do you feel about the Mexicans stealing it from the indigenous, the Native Americans? He was like, well, that's not really what happened. And then he broke it down and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. And it was just like, see, this can go on and on and on and on and on.
The thing is this, the indigenous people, Chiapas and Oaxaca, they're still treated bad.
Yeah.
They're still treated bad. And here's what's crazy about it, right? And I didn't learn this until I was younger. Actually, I have a book, Yo Soy Joaquin. It's a Rodolfo Corky Gonzalez did a poem back in the 60s or 70s. I have the book here thanks to Felipe. He found it for me because it's out of print. But anyways, the fact is this. is many of our Latino people, Mexican people, we're just like, oh, Aztec and this and that, whatever. But the fact is, do you have facial hair?
I know, yeah.
If you have facial hair, you have Spanish blood in you. Do you have light skin? Are you taller than a really short person? You have Spaniard blood in you. So unless unless you're super dark, have really coarse hair, no facial hair outside of the top of your head, you are not completely indigenous. You have Spanish blood in you, most likely more Spanish blood than you do indigenous. And the indigenous you do have probably is an Aztec.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the tribes, unless your family can date all the way back to Mexico City. All the other tribes, man, were completely enslaved by the Aztecs. Why do you think they helped the Spaniards? So anyways, I didn't want to go into that conversation, but basically transfer that, because actually it's easier to have that conversation than Palestinians, because people get riled up. So I'm just using that as an example. Palestinian people are Arabs, they're Egyptian, they're just from different areas.
Well, and that's the thing is the globe is so transitional over the centuries. And, geography, different thing. It's so transitional, and going back to Pastor Thomas when we were here, he goes, do you know why my people live in certain places of geography? He said, because my skin color, remember he was telling, he said, my pigmentation does well in those regions. He says, you know what my pigmentation doesn't do well? In the cold.
In the cold.
He said, we hate cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He goes, absolutely. He goes, he goes, to the average person, I have more blankets on my bed because I don't do well in the cold. He goes, you know who does well in the cold? White pigmentations do well in the cold. And you know what? They don't do well in the heat. Yeah. And he was just saying, but
then you got some dude with Viking blood. He's like just a snowman in the snow.
Yeah, and that's
Russian.
And that's the thing is, it's God made the world, and it's so transitional. At the same time, there is abuse. There is not one nation that has ever come into power that ever came into it through peace.
Do you ever see Fools Rush In? Remember that old movie? Luke Perry? No, not Luke Perry.
Yeah,
and Salma Hayek. Do you remember that movie? It was funny, man.
Oh, Matthew Perry. Yes. Yeah.
And remember they're out on the boat, and she's just enjoying herself, and then the parents, the parents came to meet her because he married a Mexican.
Mexican, yeah.
And then the mom, she's like, does anybody notice the white people are melting? Do you remember that?
I probably seen it about a year ago. So,
really?
Yeah.
For the first time?
No.
Oh.
No.
But do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
And she was just like chilling because she was used to the heat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Mexican, but I ain't used to no heat, man. But anyways.
But no, it's just, when you start realizing there is a difference between race, nationalities, all these different things, but yeah. Yeah.
So Palestine is a region. A Palestinian is because they're from, it's not a race. That's all I was saying.
That's it.
So, yeah, what's next?
I ran out on the list.
Oh, I got something.
Oh,
I wrote something down.
I crossed everything off, guys. Here we go. We'll go freestyle.
No, this is a good subject. I saved it in case we had some time.
Is that how David got started?
I was the one in the background. He was moving his hand and I was making the noise.
For the record.
He was beatboxing.
For the record. For the record.
Go freestyle here.
So this is about ministry. Something that I was thinking about, something I was talking about, something that me and Sharon has talked about here and there. I just wanted your guys' opinions. Is this, and I think they'd find it interesting. Is a lot of times I realize I was reading about Moses, how his father-in-law Jethro says, you're too busy.
Yes,
remember?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you need to find 72 men?
Yeah, because he was meeting with people from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
I thought it was 50.
And he delegated 50? I thought it was 70.
No, I'm saying I thought it was 50.
It was groups.
It was groups.
Yeah.
Of people.
Yeah.
And so we see that in the Old Testament. Fast forward to the New Testament, you see that the apostles, they were getting bogged down with issues between the Hellenists and the Jews and
the Grecian widows.
Yeah, so there was a problem, and basically they brought up deacons So Peter says, isn't it better that we raise up deacons to deal with this stuff so we can continue to minister? Because the focus was to get people saved.
To be in prayer and in the Word.
To be in prayer, to be in the Word, to preach the gospel. You know, and...
now, that was for the record. Is that right?
For the record.
That's for the record.
For the record. For the record. For the record.
So...
Just want to make sure.
So it makes me bring up this subject is I realize because, for instance... I'll speak for my wife, for instance. I hear her heart, and she wants to be able to minister more with women. Okay? And I realize you can't because you're so bogged down doing stuff that nobody hears about. Maybe most don't appreciate. And it doesn't allow her to get to know the women the way she desires to. And I think at the same point, same thing.
Yeah.
On my end. You know, and it made me think of Moses. It made me think of the deacons, you know, and it made me think of that, you know. And you know what made me think of it? You.
Okay.
Your face made me.
Your face.
Yeah. Your face.
Because he messaged yesterday. Yeah, he goes, "Hey man, you think maybe we can have lunch? Me and Mickey and you and Sharon." And I'm like, "Oh man, it's my day off." You know. Monday we try not to leave the house. Ended up leaving at night, but try not to. And then, anyways, it made me think of that because we would love that. We want to do that. You know, but it's like there's always something, and it's always like, especially Sharon, she gets bogged down with stuff that she doesn't have the chance to just be able to sit and have lunch. And that's what made me think about it. You know, because you're not the only one. There's other missed opportunities because she's stuck in that office doing stuff that 15 other people can do. It's not even hard stuff. It's just a matter of delegation and willingness. And here's the problem. Somebody will say, well, Sharon, just release it to somebody. She goes, you know how many times I have? And there's no commitment. That's the problem. So she ends up doing double work because now she has to go behind the person. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that and bring light to that. The fact of Moses, the fact of the deacons, and the fact of, you know, when you get so bogged down in ministry that you can no longer minister. I don't even know if there's a question there. Just a subject I thought about. I'm like, if we run out of things, let's talk about it.
Let's just talk.
Ooh. I know one time before everything happened this year with, you know, my family, me and Angel were in the church. You remember that conversation me and you had? And you said
sanctuary?
That we were in the sanctuary, and Angel said, you know, I got to sit and talk to my brother because I need to find out what's a top 5, a top 10 most important things for you.
How long have you been saying?
Right? And he was like, how do you feel about helping out?
Thank you, Daniel.
And taking some of those responsibilities. And I told you, I'm here to work.
Yeah.
I've explained that to you, not on one occasion, but on numerous of occasions. And so the thing about it is, I think delegation, yes, I think different of, you're asking a ministry, so I know on here you're typically not Pastor David, but I think you as the senior pastor and your wife, you shouldn't be paying attention to certain things. We should be handling those, and then so on and so on. You tell us what you want. That's the topic. Then how do you want it done? And then we come up with our way of doing it, because the ultimate is to get your goal done. While you go and you take care of grace stuff, you go and meet people, you go and do all of your pastoral work, you and Sharon. You go sit down and talk with people. You do go have lunch. You do go have dinner. You do have time off. All of those things. So, yeah, I think that delegation absolutely is very, very key in ministry, because if not, it becomes resentment.
You think it's across the board in all churches? Because I was reading a book that says commitment is getting worse and worse and worse, because in this day and age of so many places to go for fast food, so many places to go for this, so many places. I'll just go to Amazon. I'll just, you know what I mean? So it creates it's creating a different culture.
Well, I think a couple of things. First, when you're a church and you're growing, and you started from the ground up, David, with so many people that have come and gone.
Yeah.
Whether it's ministry or business, I think it's the same thing. And what I mean by, because it's people. And so you get to a place that you're people kind of fall off, right? And so forth. And you grow to this capacity, but then you grow to a capacity now where it's comfortable and there's success. It's really hard to step away from that because how hard it took to get you to that point.
Yeah.
And so to let go is a very difficult thing. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a business or whether it's a church. And I think that's why I'm saying I think it's similar. And I read this. I didn't coin it. I took it from E.W. Kenyon. He said one of the greatest expressions of faith that God expressed was the gift of leaving.
Of what?
Leaving.
Oh, leaving.
It was one of the greatest expressions of faith.
Yeah.
Because Jesus had to go. He had to detach. He had to let go. And leave it in the hands of the church. And leave it in the hands of the Holy Spirit to guide the church. So I think it's a normal thing. At the same time, when you have suffered and you have bled and everything else, it's kind of like I don't have girls. I have sons. So the day my sons get married, will I have an emotion? Yes. But to me, I'm gaining a daughter. I'm not losing a son.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think you lose a daughter if you're a father. You're not losing your daughter, but it's a more vulnerable situation. And so you're now handing the vulnerability of your heart to another man.
Yeah, I think I hear what you're saying. I think that, for instance, on the good side, for instance, bring up media. Abraham does an amazing job in media. I taught him everything he knows, and then now with the new equipment, he's learned beyond me. I don't know how to run that sound anymore.
Oh, no, he got it and ran with it.
But besides running it, he's built a team. Between him and Benjamin, now they have Isaiah helping. Now they have other people helping, this and that. So never on a Sunday do I have to freak out to make sure, man, did they get the songs right? Did they put the flyers in? Did they message it? He's on it. I don't have to worry about it. He owns it. Boom. He took it and owns it. Another person is Raven. Some of the ministry she's taken upon. I don't have to check up on her at all. And that is amazing to be like, man, I wonder if she did this. Did she get a hold of that person? Did this happen? Did they get the boxes in? It's gone to the point, don't even got to worry about it. It's going to get done. And so not every ministry is that easy. So it's not just a fear of handing it over. It's having handed it over and then finding out it was never done. That's what's hard. That's what I mean. So it's finding those people that are going to be committed and own it and say, I don't do this for you. I do this for God. And I think it's good to talk about because I think that a lot of us have to learn this stuff.
Well, I think the congregation has to learn the other flip side to it as well. Mm-hmm. And it's this accessibility. That's a transition.
Yeah.
In a business where they're accessible to you in the beginning. And then all of a sudden there's these layers. There's where you're not as accessible and the congregation has to adapt. And some people in that congregation won't.
Yeah.
And so it's both coins of how that's working and its transition. Mm-hmm. And I'll use the example I use. Let's say my family, we've had Bobo live with us. We've had Eric live with us, and different things. And we have a family meeting, everyone there, and we're all there and we're meeting. We have a meeting.
Yeah.
But then there's also times that I've sent texts to my sons and said, hey, come in my room. I'm going to have a different meeting with you.
Yeah.
And so in that breakdown of responsibilities and everything, and it's just, that's where the church is. And I think this is where we're heading right now. This is where we're going. And this is why we're doing what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Going back to the computer and raising of funds. those gifts and what those of you that have been giving and you know, sending money, thank you, because we need a new tower because it's glitching and all the other stuff. But there's so many other things that we're wanting to do for the online community that we can't do yet.
Yeah.
And so part of it, one, it's two things. One, it's finances for the equipment, and two, it's time. Going back to all the different things.
Yeah.
Where do we find the time to do it? And so now it's like we need people to take and occupy that time. We need people to give to occupy the finances so that we can better outreach the local community and the online community.
Yeah.
And because they both go hand in hand. And so it's not just the fear of letting go, but it's also the timing of letting go.
Yeah. And sometimes you want to let go and there's nobody to pick up the mantle.
You know, the thing about it is I know that, like, okay, so the biggest thing, and I've said this for years, man, the biggest thing about it is you're volunteering. And that's the one thing that's really going to help out in discipleship classes that, you know, that we've started here, is that people start to understand that their serving is for Christ. Yeah. Now they know who Christ is. They know who Jesus is. They know what they did at the altar. They know what's going on. They know that Jesus is a servant. They know that this is how you move. Are you going to be an usher for the rest of your life? Hopefully not. Straight up, bro. Hopefully not. Hopefully you grow out of ushering. And then you move into another fold of the ministries, whatever. Or you
perfect your craft.
Right. You can get very, very good at it. Teach somebody else to take those reins, and then you move on. You know what I'm saying? Because God's calling you out. But the thing about it is like, for me personally, I think that those responsibilities that you are handing over, those are responsibilities that deserve an interview. And it's like, all right, man, these are the things I'm expecting. These are the things I'm trusting you with. How can you handle it? Give them scenarios. Play out the scenario. How would you do this? Because you know how you would handle it.
Yeah.
And if they come close to it, like, okay, this and that, whatever, and if they give you this long old plan, it's like, you're going to be able to handle all that? On top of a family, on top of this, on top of your job, on top of everything? But it's the other thing is also is it's up to them to build the team as well. Trust is a huge, huge thing. Trust is definitely earned. You know what I mean? And it's just like to give it away is something that is extremely hard to do, because you do want to be able to trust them for one, and you want to make sure that it's being done, as we like to say in the Christianese language, is to the excellence.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think it's very hard. But the thing about it is give it away. You would be surprised of how many people have hidden talents that are not being put to use because they're not being asked to do it. Or simply they could be micromanaged or something like that. And it's just, that's what it is. I think delegation is so key, but I think it also takes an interview. Sit there and find out from what these people really know. What kind of experience do you have in it? Like, if you're going to ask somebody, I know when I got into running a soundboard, I had zero experience. Zero. And I told them that. I didn't hide it. I didn't make up nothing. They were like, okay, that's perfect. Thank you very much, blah, 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 blah. You know what they had me do? They had me pull wire. For the first 1.5 to 2 years, all I did was pull wire. I learned what an XLR is. I learned what a quarter XLR is. I learned what a 30-inch cable was. I learned what a snake is. I learned what a channel was. I learned where stage props were. I learned this. I learned that. I learned this. Today, we can go ahead and you, myself, and Abraham, dude, we can load a full-on concert, no problem. I guarantee it. But you see what I'm saying? And I went with it, and they took me like, and that's what it was.
And you earned the right past that.
Yeah, and then the next thing they did, they said, okay, cool, you learned that part. You know how to load it up. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and let you run sound. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get on this digi. You know what they did, bro? They threw me on an analog. So then I had to learn all that, which is I'm so happy for, because then when I got to a digi, bro, these are nothing.
Yeah. Because the Spanish is using an analog.
Yeah, once you learn the analog, bro, digital design is so easy. But all I'm getting at, man, is that they interviewed me. They took it serious like it was a job. You don't get paid. You know. And I knew that I was serving Christ. This is my way to, I love music. I love sound. I love organized noise. And it's just like, that's what I do. And so I think that the delegation, like I said, I think you do too much. I think you have too many things that could be delegated. But hey, man, that's just me, the little guy on the outside looking in.
I think in the beginning of House of Rest, it was more what you said, kind of afraid because this is your baby. I think now it's like
it's forcing you.
Now it's like I ain't afraid, but there's nobody. Not saying there's nobody. It's really rare and hard to find someone that'll take it, run with it, and I don't have to worry about double checking it. Because then that creates extra work. So I don't know. I thought it was good to talk about it. What's our poetic say? Training people requires continual coaching.
Absolutely.
Many people want to help, but many ministries do a poor job with expectations, and many visitors overestimate their ability. They can commit. Yeah. That's good. That's real talk right there.
Again, vision. Give me the vision of what you want done. Tell me what you want done. Give me 5 of your top details. Your 5 top details of your vision, how you want it done. Do you have any specifics? What do I ask you after every single men's meeting?
How'd I do?
How'd I do?
What can I fix?
And what can I fix? Every single one. What did you like? What didn't you like? What can I fix? How did I do?
Yeah.
Because you know what? If there's something that's important to you here, it needs to be important to me also. And we could have completely different paths how to make this bottle, but the final goal is to get the bottle made.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, but if you have specifics you want done, those need to be detailed, expressed, because then I'll miss it because I don't think like you, and you'll be like, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? Oh, I didn't know that needed to be done. What you wanted done, the full goal, here it is right here. Yeah, but you didn't do it this way. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
because what's incredible, David, is what you guys carried to this point.
Yeah,
that's incredible to me.
Yeah,
I'm being serious.
Yeah,
because you don't have a plural. You didn't start off with the plurality of leaders, and so I think that's biblical. Plurality of leaders is biblical. That doesn't. But how that's broken down is how other ministries and different how that's done. But at the same time, like what we did when we sat here the other night, and we broke that stuff down.
Yeah,
that's so important.
But I said it. I said, dude, we're all over the place. I need to see a flow chart.
Yeah, we stayed here till 9:30.
Yeah,
but at the same time, what once that's fleshed out better and it's worked through better and it's practiced and everything else, that is a tier 2 situation of explaining, not the new membership part.
You know what was cool is that Pastor Thomas, because it shows you that he pays attention to detail, because a lot of grace churches don't have salvation calls. That's just the truth, and as he's doing the prayer and he's praying for everybody,
when he whispered to you,
he said, Pastor David, he goes, do a salvation call. Because he knows that's our culture. And he pays attention. He wasn't lying when he says, sometimes I'm at home and I just watch House of Rest. He understands and knows that we do a salvation call here. And he hands me the mic and I do it and he gets the mic back. So that was cool, because that's paying attention to the vision of what it is that we do. And he didn't want to deviate from that. And that was really cool, that he did that. So anyways, I just thought, we'd have a little bit of leadership talk here, because I think that's important for the viewer to watch. It's cool, current events and making fun of Furtick and stuff like that.
Always.
But before we go, something Pastor Thomas said in the podcast that I don't know, and maybe just my experience, because I've never heard that. I don't know of anyone else that does that, is when he said, before the surface, we teach business and leadership.
I've never heard him say that.
Well, I've never heard anybody say that. I mean, maybe it's just because I've heard of Sunday school.
Yeah.
Where you're teaching the Bible.
Or Bible study.
Yeah, stuff like that. But the specifics, and even when we left and we were talking out in the foyer, his push of entrepreneurship within the church.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it made sense once he told me he said that, because he is literally taking somebody for 2 years, discipling them, and not only teaching them a trade, he's teaching them how to start your own business. Because if they're not, they're going to go to prostitution, they're going to go to drug smuggling, they're going to get killed out there.
They're going to be at the mercy of somebody else.
So he teaches them, what good is it knowing how to sew if you don't know how to open your own shop?
Exactly.
So he is literally teaching people how to be entrepreneurs. So when you said that, it just made sense.
Yeah, because I asked him. I said, in the American church, I think you had stepped away. I don't know, but when we sat down on the couch, or maybe you had just left, and I asked him. I said, Pastor Thomas, I said, in the American church, I said, I have something in my mind. I want to know if I'm seeing this the same way. I said, in the American church, when you hear ministries preach about finances, what do you hear in the States? What are they talking about? He said, budgeting, credit, like your credit score and how to repair it, how to fix it. He said, and loans and how to maybe make some small investments. I said, me too. I said, what is missing? He said, entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship.
And he said, that's what's missing. I said, I agree. I said, because we're so adapted and accustomed to a 9-to-5.
100%.
Yeah.
And so we run it through that vein in the kingdom.
Yep.
And the kingdom is creative.
Yeah.
And that's the part that gets missed.
That's it.
Kingdom Airbrush, that's awesome. Blessings.
I do know this is through everything I've been reading. So I got done with the 75 hard, and I needed to. In 75 hard, you need to read. You need to read. So, anyways, I've been reading a lot of leadership and then biblical knowledge, leadership, and then the other thing is one of the things that I've learned in these last few months, probably year, I would say, is that your coaching of the one that you have called to be your leader always is at a different level. In the very beginning, there's level 1. Here's my teaching to you, my coaching to you. Okay, cool. You got a full grasp on that. Now we're gonna level you up. And then here you go. I don't need to teach you this anymore because you grasp that knowledge and you're doing a great job at it. Now we're going to elevate your knowledge and let's do that. And then you'll get to a certain level, bro, where that's it. And now it's time for a new one to come in. Same thing with mentoring, right? You're going to be able to mentor somebody for so long until what you're saying, you just see them continue. Oh, you know what, dude? My mentoring is over with you. I'm always here for you whenever you have questions, but who are you moving on to? That's my next concern. And same thing with that. Who you been listening to? Because you can see the difference in thinking, the difference in moving, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yo, who are you listening to? So it's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But leadership is the same way. We got to be able to move and teach and coach. It never finishes. It just, you got levels to it. You could be only up to level 3. You could be only level 1. You could be the leader of what you don't want to do in your life. You know the kind of boss that I am? The kind of boss I always wanted. And I'm not a boss, but when I lead my team, I lead my team by the one I've always wanted. Not the one to look down on people, but how can I help you increase? I never had those kind of bosses. I had one, he died a long time ago, long story. But it is what it is. So that's how I think of here in mentoring.
And, you know, I had this conversation with my sons. And, you know, and even in parenting, as a father, I'm going to pour into my boys everything that I possibly can. But my prayer is, Lord, you will send men in their lives beyond me because they will need that.
Yeah.
They will have to have that. And one of the things that we were talking about, that, and this part really excites me, and it goes back to, you know, somebody we follow, Mark Driscoll, that kind of made some statements in the past that I agree with. But one of the things we settled in the end of our conversation after we were walking down, mapping some stuff out, was the message in this church must be masculine. Because if you create a message in an environment of masculinity, safe masculinity, biblical masculinity, everything else will revolve around that. You know, children will feel safe, women will feel safe, marriages will be safe, family will be safe, and that's so crucial.
Yeah.
And so leadership with strong men, forget about it.
Amen. Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. This is this week's Let's Just Talk. And we're looking forward to the next one that we're going to be talking about. Maybe, do you guys like this kind of stuff too? To throw in there just leadership stuff, ministry stuff? Let us know if you like these kinds of things. So we would love to implement things you want to hear. But last but not least, I want to remind you guys, in case you came in late, we really need a new tower for our computer. That's why the glitching is happening. And a few of you have sent some funds. We want to get a tower immediately. All this, the mics, all this stuff. I thought it was the wires. We got new wires, but the glitching, and our Benjamin is our IT guy. He said, "You're pushing this computer. This computer is meant to be on Microsoft Office on somebody's desk, and you're trying to use it for live streaming. So if you can, go to the website. Whatever you give."
Empty Tomb just put it up.
Yeah, he put the link. We're trying to get a refurbished computer, so it's not going to be a whole bunch because those things could get really expensive, with something with a huge graphics card and whatnot, but that's what we need. Every single dollar, guys, we're going to put it to the side, and hopefully within the next week or two, we can gather enough funds so we can get that tower. And if it leaves us, we can pay a difference, then we'll do that. So God bless you.
Well, just be clear, we're not asking for the chat on YouTube.
Yeah, the super chat, even though I thank you for the $20,
thank you, brother. It helps.
YouTube takes 30% of it. So if you go to the website, we get 100% of it, and go to the giving. As long as you give, whether it's Cash App or Venmo, whatever, just put on the note that it's for the podcast. And we will set that aside, and we can get ourselves a tower so we can quit this glitching that continues to happen.
And to answer a question from our poetic, how much? Brother, we're trying to raise money for this and do some upgrades that we need for our online community. So it goes beyond. It's what we're trying to get ready for 2026. Yeah. And so we're trying to upgrade here because as we upgrade here, we're able to upgrade some of the other training where we can do the other podcast room, the college room, and get everything ready and up to where it needs to be for our online community.
Yeah. So American Chicano, that's awesome. Benjamin, he's our IT guy here. He's also our media guy. He's probably like you. He builds his own computers, gaming computers, all that stuff. So he's the one that gave me the idea. He goes, "You're better off instead of going and buying a $1,200 or $1,500 gaming computer." He goes, "There's really good companies that have refurbished, and they're all tested. They come with guarantees, and we're going to go that route. But we do need the funds. Those computers aren't cheap, but it's going to be a lot better than buying a brand new one."
Yeah.
And but that's what we want to get. And whatever funds come in, that's
what we're going to get.
That's what we're going to get. So anyways, God bless you. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on Tuesday.
Be blessed.
All right. God bless. Let's see. Okay. Here we go.